So what I'm about to do is to show each of you, every one of you that are left, a little bit of what's been going on behind the scenes. And as you can tell, what has been mentioned a few times through the course of the event is that we really, truly didn't just want this to be another environment where there's a lot of people talking at you. We really wanted to have the opportunity to start creating connection with each of you, to start getting a feel for what you care about, what your biggest struggles are. This was an ideal opportunity to actually see how many people would show up, to see to what extent they would show up. And so I just wanted to have the opportunity to show you a little bit of the behind the scenes so that you can have a sense of that. And so I'm just going to share my screen here briefly and share what I've got for you. So I'm just going to hit present here so that it can show up a little bit clearer, if it will let me. There we go. Perfect. So this was at last count at about 6 hours prior to this event. We had over 420 registrants in under 4 weeks. And we've had as high, obviously there's been ebbs and flows, and there's been as high as 171 in this room, which is over 30% of the individuals who registered. And considering this is a free event, that's still exceptional. And here we are sitting with about 64, 65 people in the room, which is 15%. And that's statistically, it's on par. What's the quality of the people that are in the room all the way through has been absolutely stellar. This is the other thing that's very interesting. When we actually put out the on-ramping questions, there were 128 unique responders. That's a 30% response rate on those onboarding questions. And the average number of characters per response was over 950. That's a lot of energy going into those answers and going into what people care about. And so generally speaking, I would say that the people who have participated this are definitely coming from a place of heart. And on that note, I just wanted to show you a little bit of what that looks like behind the scenes. These are the 4 questions, the numbers that came in, just to show you that this is the hard numbers. I'm not making this up. We've got, completions anywhere from 75 to 100% on certain questions, which is absolutely incredible. Okay. And what I would like to show you now is just these are word clouds that have come in. The software that we're using has algorithms in place. There has been no influence one way or the other of who said what. We're trying to keep it as objective as possible. And look at the big word that comes up is people. This is the top 20% of the answers. And when we look at the bottom 80%, look again, the number 1 word that is coming up is people. So even though we're talking about protocols, and we're talking about platforms, and we're talking about technical and the merging of technical with people, that there's still this common theme of people and how are we interacting? How are we making change? How are we working together? How are we going to do it differently? You can see these words popping up, and these are common words that came through everybody's answers. The age ranges of all of you. This is really wonderful, and this is consistent. You'll see it also on question number 2. You'll see that there's this bubble around age 45 to 54, but there's this very wonderful, it's almost like the up and coming and the ones that are seasoned individuals, and you can see that flow coming in. This is the second question, slightly different. As design being the major word that came up, design was very much tying into words like local, networks, again, people, projects. So you can start to see where the themes are that are coming up as common denominators between everyone. And then this is the other 80%, how I'm working with the people, How are we designing? How are we getting the world we want? Are we making up something new? So you really do have a sense of this here. And again, you'll see that the age ranges for this second question. So there's this real consistency that's coming from the group and from the people who've been attracted to this event. And I've done this for other events as well and never seen this kind of consistency. So we're definitely dealing with in some ranges. And as you noticed before, there was over 17 countries represented 6 hours ago. That's phenomenal. It's not like it's all in the United States or all in the Europe. Like we're talking all over the world, and even smaller countries and what even might be considered, you know, countries that would normally not participate. Let's use it as an example. We had 3 individuals from Australia. Now you got to think about the time zone for this event, guys. This event would have started at midnight Australia time. And these are people who stayed for the event that came from Australia. So I really want to make that clear. We also had initial parameters that we put forward around facilitators, dashboard designers, narrative builders, participants, people who came from operations. This is how our numbers came out. Mostly, yeah, from the facilitator camp, but look at the others. You know, we have yet to explore what this other, you know, topic was. There were a bunch of people who typed other things in there. We still have to yet to dig into that data, but there's a real, it's not like it's so heavy in one area and not so heavy in another, which is exactly what we were hoping for. You couldn't ask for better results and better data. And so, just to speak to each of you again, please pass the word on. The confirmation questions that we have put in play isn't just for us. If there were people that you know of who couldn't have been at this event, please forward them these links, have them respond. This is all about lived experience. It's all about where people's biggest struggles are happening, where the themes of interest are, where the curiosities are. We will be closing these as of Sunday night, okay? Because we're going to need to actually sit down and dig through the data. The responses to these questions are going to assist us. They're going to assist us to take our next steps, to know what we need to do next. We are here to serve you. We are here to do what we can to support. Not that we're the be all and end all, because we're definitely not. We're definitely here to, if anything, just be container holders and catalysts for the conversations that are yet to come. And we believe that the participation in this event, the data that we've gathered for this event is going to assist us to be able to actually get more intimate and actually set up inquiry clusters, set up conversations, and move to a place where we can really put these values that we've been talking about all day into action. And so just a heads up on that is only until June 13th. I'm in Canada, Calgary, Alberta, Canada, so that it'll be midnight Mountain Time in Canada that will close down. And ideally, we would like to get over 250 responses. That's where we can get a statistically relevant sample to move things forward. And so there we go. I believe I am complete, and I am just going to stop presenting and then stop my screen share. And Alistair, how was that for quick and
You mean after mentioning a triple fried brain, you know, putting more numbers. So we fried it a 4th time, but it's very valuable. So I'm very grateful, actually, really, Trey. When we brought you in, we were at a very crucial junction, and you know that. So really a huge thank you. I feel like before, maybe we should give all of us, including the participants, a big high fives and make some noise or something like that, like, wow, yeah, we did it, because it was a hell lot of work. Wow. And yeah, I collect quotes since I'm 15, but the quote with whom we're going to end in silence for 1 minute, I did not know, but I will never forget it. And I put it in my collection, and it's from Trey. And it's a very deep, very beautiful quote that for us should, yeah, frame the whole endeavor, that we're not doing this just for us, we're doing this for the future generations, and we will end in gratitude. So having said all of these cheesy words, I'm kindly asking Luca to share the quote, and then I will also mute myself and mute everybody else, and then we just stay a minute in silence, and then we log off.
Feierabend. Ich habe nichts gesehen.